the no contact generation and breaking generational curses. So usually when I make a video, I'm addressing the estranged mom and dads who have lost their child or children, lost their grandchildren, etc., due to them no contacting. And oftentimes when you hear their stories, we're saying to each other, wow, that sounds like what I went through. The same type of symptoms, and that's what I refer to it, the same symptoms such as being blindsided, coming out of nowhere, all this hostility and hatred that comes from the children toward the parent. And then either way it goes, the bottom line is that they no longer are contacting their parent. Well, in this, they also refrain from having the grandchildren inside the lives of the grandparent. Now, here is where I want to kind of slow down at, which is they tend to say part of the reason, other than the therapeutic language that's used, such as they're toxic, right? They're narcissists. They were emotionally abusive. They were not this. They were not that. And it's interesting, sidebar, it's interesting that they have this list. Like as parents, we didn't know that they were compiling a list of charges against us, that they were going to charge us, be the judge and be the jury at a case we didn't even know that was filed against us. And then we're blindsided with all this coming against us, and they feel right. And they encourage one another. So that's the sidebar. So what I'm hearing now is that they're saying that it's generational curses that they're going to break, right? They have children now, and they're going to break generational curses. Yeah, that's not going to work. It's not going to work because you cannot perpetuate a curse and then cancel it at the same time. In addition to that, these curses, these generational curses that you speak of, they've been around for generations. Ancestral demonic spirits that are attached to it. And quite frankly, the fact that you are separated from your parent means the curse is working. In order for you to break that curse, you will have to partner with your parent. Now, I know the generations after me, the millennials as well as the Gen Zers, they have this, in addition to entitlement, they believe they know more than what they think they know. And as a result, they discount the wisdom that comes from the previous generation. Yeah, the only person that wins from that is Satan. And the people that lose from that is not just the parent, but it's your child. You know the old adage that said, it takes a village to raise a child? Yeah. And so I know that we think today we could just insert the people or the village and then that's my village. But see, you have one already that is called the grandmother, the mother or the grandfather, the grandparents that you decided to deprive from your child from because of your feelings toward your parents. Yes, this is called the generational curse is working. It's not the fact of, well, I'm breaking it. You could say that all you want to, but you're actually performing it. Now, this curse that you speak of has been around for many generations. In order to sever a curse like that, it happens in the bloodline. You cannot perpetuate the curse and then kill the curse at the same time. Here's a scripture for you to consider. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 26, it says that a curse that is undeserved will not land. So let's look at that from your situation perspective. If we're dealing with spiritual things, which generational curses is dealing with spiritual things, well, that means that if you are dishonoring your parent, you're robbing them of the opportunity of their legacy because the grandchild is their legacy. You're robbing them of you because of all your vitriol or hatred or just detachment, whichever ones you're doing. You're robbing them of those things. Do you think that you're going to be blessed by dishonoring your parents? The Bible, that's the one commandment that comes with promise. Honor your father and mother. He didn't say only if they do things that you like, only if you like them, only if they are what you think they should be. He said, honor your father and your mother in the days, in your days. That means there's a blessing that's affixed to this for you. Your days upon this earth will be longer. So the opposite of the blessing, which is what he just gave, is the curse. You're perpetuating a curse while saying that you're canceling a curse, and it doesn't work that way. Lastly, when you're looking at bloodlines, because when you're dealing with very intricate types of curses, dealing with generational curses, you have to look at the bloodline. You are your parents' bloodline. You cannot sever your relationship with your parent and think, I'm just going to start anew. That's no different than you hate apples. You have an apple tree. You just bought a home, let's just say, and it has an apple tree. You hate apples. You despise apples. Plus, it's drawing critters and insects that you don't like. Great. So you're like, I'm going to teach this tree a lesson. I don't like this tree, so I'm going to go pick all the apples off. Well, you know what's going to happen, right? The apples are going to regrow again, and when they regrow, you say, I'm going to teach this. This is it. You pick all the apples off. But it grows again. Why? Because you have to deal with the root system. Notice I didn't say root. It's a system. When you look underneath a tree, you won't see a root. You'll see a system of roots. And as tall as that tree and as wide as that tree is as deep and as far out or far reaching those roots have to be. So you think with your lack of knowledge, your lack of understanding, your lack of a lot of things in this generation, not just targeting you, but in your lack of all these things that you're going to be able to do it while at the same time operating in a curse? I don't know. Maybe this is something you should rethink. And let me just lastly say once again that you are your parents' bloodline. Your granddaughter or her, her granddaughter or grandson is part of that bloodline. You're cutting and saying, I'm protecting my peace and I'm going no contact. That is you actually perpetuating, confirming, implementing the very curse that you said that you wanted to break. Something to think about.